this tune is kind of like a grade 7 or 8 love letter. It is kind of, I didn't realize that when I made it up, but I think that's kind of what it is. There's a place right beside you where I'd like to be. If I were there for a while, we'd both see. Wouldn't take long to know if I'd stay or I'd go. Just a day at a time's meant to be. What tomorrow might bring's a mysterious thing. Today might be too soon to tell. Just my knock on your door might not mean anymore. And the word no after I ring the bell. Later on, is there time to talk a while? I was gone from the time I saw you smile. By your side's the only place I'll be. If tonight you save that place for me. If I get to know you and show you the side, that's the one I think you'd like to see. Then I guess I realize there'll be nowhere to hide. The other one no one else sees but me. Later on, is there time to talk a while? I was gone from the time I saw you smile. By your side's the only place I'll be. If tonight you'll save that place for me. If tonight you'll save that place for me. Thank you very much.
This is my mother's favorite song, which is really crazy. I'm not really quite sure why this is my mother's favorite song, because it's kind of a really sad, gory song. Just make sure I got the right apparatus here. Yeah, I do. So I used to travel to Spokane, Washington from Calgary a lot because my girlfriend lived there. She was going to college at Gonzaga, and I used to drive through, of course, on my way to Washington State, I'd drive through Idaho, and there was this one corner, and I had this like big old 1970s Satellite. Remember the Chrysler or Dodge Satellite? It was like, it's like a massive boat of a car. So anyway, there was this one corner. I used to go around this one corner, and it was a corner, like you don't know what a corner is. But the thing is, well, that would be like a right. Well, there was a corner, and there was a train track that went like right across it like this. So every time you go around the corner, the ass end of my car would like hop around this thing, you know. And of course, right there in the weeds is these white crosses where their unlucky souls had gone off the road. And I was going down there all these years, you know, two or 3 years maybe, and I thought every time I went there would be like another damn cross, and I thought, how awful is that? Why don't they just fix the damn road? And they just kept putting up these white crosses, and I found out that these weren't crosses that the families put up. These are the crosses that the state would put up, basically to say, watch out, because this is a bad corner, and this is what happens if you go. I just thought that was so terrible, so wrong. I love the fact that people put memorials up for their loved ones that have passed, and that's very honorable. But these stale-looking pieces of white iron. So I thought, what about a poor mom and dad that had to go past that every day on their way to work, on their way to, you know, wherever, even maybe to visit his grave. So I wrote this song, and coming from the Maritimes, I had a lot of my friends drive carelessly and drive drunk when they were young, and in the Maritimes, and a lot of them didn't make it, and it's terrible. So I'd like to send this all out to them, and maybe anybody out there who's had a friend who's been tragically lost in a motor vehicle accident. This is about David Early's mom and dad. It's called White Cross. He can give a man most anything, and he can take it all away. It's what the preacher down at the meeting house said when they laid him in his grave. You see, the soul goes high up in the sky, and the body stays down low. Some guys end up a constant reminder, a white cross on the side of the road. See, David Early was my only son. He lived 30 years to the day. Him and Wanda had a fight about Friday night, but Wanda always got her way. You see, a 396 and rain don't mix when the one you love has lied. And the rain was as thick as a boxer's lip on the old Oxbow that night. Oh Lord, oh hear my pain. Take away my driving pain. He weren't no sinner, he weren't no saint. No, he just drove too goddamn fast in the pouring rain. So on the highway, people stare. I gotta drive by here every day. Between the rocks, all that grows is a state plant, a constant reminder, a white cross on the side of the road. He can give a man most anything, but he took my boy away. I gotta live my life with a grieving wife and a boy down in the grave. Yeah, tonight I'm gonna grab my shovel, a pick and a shovel, and let my poor boy go. He don't deserve to be a state planted constant reminder, a white cross on the side of the road. He don't deserve to be no state planted constant reminder, white cross on the side of the road. Thank you. So Ron did a dog song earlier. I'm going to do my dog song. So I had this great dog. Eli was his name. And he was, if ever I played harmonica, he would just wail, you know. It got to a point where even if I took my hands and went like this, he would wail. Like I didn't even need to have a harmonica. So when people would come over to my house and they'd come in the house, if they did anything like this around their face, my dog would start howling at them like a coyote. So if I didn't want them there, I'd say, yeah, sorry, the dog doesn't like you. You have to leave. So anyway, it took me about 2 years after he passed away, right in my arms. It took me about 2 years to actually write this song, because every time I try, what better songwriter material is there than a dead dog? I mean, come on. I only wrote one though, and that's all I had to write, because this is a good one. So it's called 98 Years, and that's because that's how many dog years he was, if we do that multiplied by 7 thing. Don't you know that dog was my best friend? 14 years, 98 with him, fetching sticks where the river bends. How I miss my best friend. He was as black as coal. He could run real fast till he got old. In the shack when nights were cold, me warm right to my soul. He'd sing along when I played the blues, any train song key that I chose. And when I hear train whistles whine, I hang my head for him and I cry. Well, I never cried so hard at night till that day that old dog died. And in my arms took his last breath. Something in me died with my friend. He'd sing along when I played the blues, any train song key that I'd choose. And when I hear train whistles whine, I hang my head for him and I cry. So when I die, this is my wish, mix my ashes up with his, throw 'em in the water where the river bends, so I can be with my best friend. Yeah, and he'll sing along when I play the blues, any train song key that I choose. So when you hear train whistles whine, you'll know it's me and old Eli doing fine. Ron and I had a little night at our friend Sandra's place last summer, and Peggy was there. Ron came out, and we had a little campfire. And I hadn't played guitar for a long time, and I hadn't played guitar with Ron for a long time, especially. And man, we sat around that fire, and it was almost like we never stopped playing music together. It was so great, vocals, and maybe we'll do something later where we can sing. We did a great job with that Everly Brothers song. I thought it was fun. I have to, just 1 second. Since I blew up that harmonica, but thankfully, one of my best friends, named Chuck Campbell, who lives over in Nanaimo, he always gives me the greatest gifts. He actually made this little. We ride motorcycles together, we drink a lot of wine together, and we play guitars together. And he made me this little leather thing one day. He goes, "Hey, I think you might like one of these." And I thought, "Yeah, brother, I would certainly like one of those." And then he goes, "Yeah, and I got these harmonicas. I don't know anything about harmonicas, so you can have those too." I'm like, "Wow, these things like $60." But he made this, and it's a lot more than $60. Anyway, so I'll do this song from my buddy Chuck Campbell over in Nanaimo, BC. Best guy you could ever meet. And they're crispy sounding harmonicas. So this is the title track from my other CD there, called I Need Wheels. And I believe this song is pretty much why I recorded that record. And I truly believe in, maybe not so much, I still believe, but I used to always have this motto that you got to be able to live in what you drive. And I've slept a lot of nights in what I drove. 3 Volkswagen vans, several pickup trucks with canopies. I started writing this song coming out of Moab, Utah a long, long time ago in my 73 or 5, I don't even know which one it was. And I just remember rolling along and having this great, beautiful film coming at me that was the landscape of wherever I was. I'm sure I was still in Utah. And if you ever driven down through like the Valley of the Gods or through like, what's it called? It's the sister area to Medicine Hat. What's that place called? The Mexican Hat. What? People go, "You going to play in Mexican Hat?" No, Medicine Hat. Yeah, you know where Mexican Hat is really a place. You see the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner, it's the place that has the tippy rock on it. There's actually a place down there, and it's called Mexican Hat, right? This lady knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, the song is a little shorter than that lame story, so I'm just going to get right at it here. Where the morning always takes me by surprise, and the nighttime in the desert makes me drive like it's me, the road, the mesa, and the sky, watching that horizon close her eyes. From here a motion picture framed in steel, my compass is my hand on the wheel. I can get anywhere from here, and always have my backyard with me in the rearview mirror. 'Cause I need wheels rumbling beneath my bones, and to be seen in towns where I'm not known. Forgive me, but sometimes I just need to be alone. Well, now it ain't so much that the city gets to me, or longing for that country life that I need, but my old VW rolling home, she allows me to be everywhere at home. 'Cause I need wheels rumbling beneath my bones, and to be seen in towns where I'm not known. Forgive me, but sometimes, well, I need wheels. Now the nighttime bows her head towards the east. Yes, and I could surely use a little sleep, while the engine whines a weary welcome on, and the world stops beneath my rolling home. 'Cause I need wheels rumbling beneath my bones, and to be seen in towns where I'm not known. Forgive me, but sometimes, well, I need wheels, I need wheels, I need wheels, and to be alone.
Thank you.
Still one of my favorite songs in the whole world. I just love that song. I'm not saying because I wrote it or anything, but just like that song puts me right in the driver's seat, right in those beautiful places on earth. It really does. Well, now I've been walking around feeling sad, 'cause you've been treating me so goddamn bad. You took advantage of a nice fella like me. You left a funny message on the telephone. You said, I'm coming over, boy, you better be home. Now I'm getting nervous as a nice fella could be. Well, now last Friday evening when you held me tight, you looked into my arms and said, would you be mine? Could you go crazy with a nice fella like me? So what happened Monday at the picture show? You had a revelation about your moral code, thinking that a boyfriend can't be a nice fella like me. That's alright, I wanted to be free anyway. 'Cause Julie's got my number, she calls me all the time. Jeannie's got my number, oh, I think she'll call tonight. Julie's got my number, she calls me all the time. Jeannie's got my number, oh, I think she'll call tonight. Well, I've been thinking about what you just said. I hear it in your voice that your love is dead. Go crazy with a nice fella like me. 'Cause you like the ordinary silent type that you can drive crazy with your alibis while you're out looking for a nice fella like me. Whoa, that's alright. That's alright. That's alright. I wanted to be free anyway. 'Cause Julie's got my number, she calls me all the time. Jeannie's got my number, oh, I think she'll call tonight. Julie's got my number, she calls me all the time. Jeannie's got my number, oh, I think she'll call tonight. Julie's got my number, Jeannie's got my number, Julie's got my number too. Jeannie's got my number now. I said, oh yeah, Julie's got my number, oh yeah, Jeannie's got my number, oh yeah, Julie's got my number, oh yeah. Thank you. I made that song up in the stairwell of the Mountain Equipment Co-op in Vancouver, BC, a long, long time ago, after I had this rough time with this girl. And I thought, huh, really? Okay, I'll show you what Sour Grapes looks like. And that's what Sour Grapes looks like right there. Because nobody was calling me named Julie or whatever her name was. But I like the way it's kind of poppy. As Sandra and I were driving here today, every time this time of the year I drive through these prairies, I'm reminded of a time when I first arrived in Calgary. Let's just say it was over 30 years ago. And as a good maritime boy, you never miss Christmas, right? So I was determined to go home for Christmas from Calgary to Nova Scotia. So I did what every smart guy does, and I jumped on a Greyhound bus for 3.5 days. Cost me $124. But it was when I first started playing guitar. So I had my guitar with me, which was kind of cool. Anyway, I'll try to make this short because there's 2 stories in one here. But anyway, I'll never forget that I fell in love on that bus ride between Calgary and Swift Current, because in Calgary this beautiful young lady got on the bus and she sat with me, and she was in nursing school in Calgary, and she was going home for Christmas to Swift Current. And I don't even remember really what she looked like. I can't really remember. I just remember that she was just so amazingly beautiful and like spiritual, like almost like a, I don't remember what she looked like because I think I fell in love with her person. Anyway, years later, I'm sitting at a folk festival I was playing at in Fernie, and I'm talking to this gal, and she said, I have a story for you. And I'm like, I raised a story for the songwriter. But she tells me this story about how her mom and dad met on a Greyhound bus in Quebec. And she was traveling to nursing school in Vancouver. And he was just literally fresh out of a French orphanage. And he couldn't speak hardly any English. And my friend Carolyn's mother, who I forget right now her name, was bilingual. And so Carolyn told me this story, and I had to write this song, and it's pretty much true. I haven't done this for a while, so I'll from the eyes of a Coke bottle wearing, glasses wearing French guy who had the only seat left on the whole bus. Recently released from an orphanage, Catholic orphanage. Well, I was a child raised by nuns who said, Jesus, where's the only love you'll need? I laid that to rest on a Greyhound headed west, and she sat next to me. More dead air than two empty glasses. I was too scared to breathe. If the wrong words came out of my broken English mouth, she might up and leave. I was staring at her reflection in the window when she whispered to me, I'm going to Vancouver. And I didn't want to lose her, so that's where I'll be. She was gentle as the wind blowing backwards, smelled as sweet as summer breeze that hides inside your pillow while you fall asleep. You know, we talked like the words didn't matter, talked ourselves right off to sleep. When her head fell on my shoulder, I dreamed that I would hold her till the good Lord came for me. She was gentle as the wind blowing backwards, smelled as sweet as summer breeze that hides inside your pillow while you fall asleep. So at the station, all them unfamiliar faces, she said, well, this is me. I'm meeting my sister. It was nice to meet you, mister. Hope I see you again. So on the coldest rainy day in Vancouver, I waited till she walked out her door. I said, sorry about my English, but the French way to say this is je t'aime mon amour. I said, sorry about my English, but the French way to say this is je t'aime mon amour. He was gentle as the wind blowing backwards, smelled as sweet as summer breeze that hides inside your pillow while you fall asleep. Thank you.
I'll play a song I wrote a real long time ago. Some songs I wrote, I went through like a couple songwriting phases. And this is from the first one. And this song, make sure I play it at the right spot. This song is about, I found out an interesting fact about octopi a really long time ago. I feel like at this point in my life I knew nothing about anything. So Discovery Channel was fascinating. And I learned that octopi have blue blood and 3 hearts. 3 hearts to pump that blue blood. I never fact-checked it, but I took it as fact. So nobody's told me different out of all the times I've played this, so I'm still going with it. Did you? And it's true? Right on. Way to go, Discovery, for not feeding me false information. So this song's about, for whatever reason, I envision octopi. That's weird to say the plural, but for some reason I envision octopi to be really angry. Like they're at the bottom, darkest part of the sea. And they're angry. I don't know why. But the song's about that. It's called 3 Hearts. I don't know just how it feels, but it's happening. I can see my colors changing with this mood I'm in. Flushed in white, I feel threatened, and I'm blending in to the bottom of the ocean where the salt collects. Yeah, way down there, I'm breaking and I'm melting down, down, down. Oh, I'm coming off the rails, all that's left up inside of me now. Are my 3 hearts pumping, pumping all this blue blood? Are my 3 hearts pumping, pumping all this blue blood? Are my 3 hearts pumping, pumping all this blue blood? Are my 3 hearts pumping, pumping all this blue blood? I don't know just how it feels, but it's happening. I can see my colors changing with this mood I'm in. Fiery red, I feel anger, and I'm closing in. Wrap my arms all up around you and slowly squeeze out your breath. Let's put it all to rest. I'm breaking and I'm melting down, down, down. Oh, I'm coming off the rails, all that's left up inside of me now. Are my 3 hearts pumping, pumping all this blue blood? Are my 3 hearts pumping, pumping all this blue blood? Are my 3 hearts pumping, pumping all this blue blood? Are my 3 hearts pumping, pumping all this blue blood? Yep. Yeah, they're pumping all of this blue blood. Oh yeah, they're pumping blue blood. thank you. Thank you. Sometimes when I don't know how a song should end, I just stop playing and play a random chord, so that's a cool strategy. This next song I wrote somewhat recently. Come on in, man. This next song I wrote somewhat recently. It's one of the latest, which was like a couple years back. And I got to thinking, like, I think I was watching TV and I got to thinking, like, you know, you're really committing a crime when you're wearing like either an animal mask or like a mask of like Ronald Reagan, like a dead president mask. Like the Reagan mask is like, it's getting real. Like you're robbing a bank. Like it's going down. So I don't know, that came into my mind and I thought it was funny. So I wrote this song about going on a crime spree that is just not going to end well. Breaking in with a broken jaw, took all the money, forgot the cause. Red cherry spinning lights on top, and I shot 'em up, now I'm on the run. With an empty bottle and loaded guns, a stolen car and miles of wrong. I cocked the hammer and I held my breath, pulling down the mask of a long dead president. And I said, stop, put your hands up, bills in the bag and you won't get shot. Stop and put your hands up, 'cause only living I had to lose. Cooperate and you won't get harmed, but someone went and tripped the silent alarm. Now hostages, lives are lost, and the boys in blue have lined the mark. And they said, stop and put your hands up, but my wrists will bleed from them damn cuffs. Stop and put your hands up, 'cause only living I had to lose. You can take all away the blood and the pain, and all that remains is running away from you, running away from you. Only living I had to lose. So fuel the jet and I'll be off to spend my 100 million in unmarked bills abroad. Call off your men and then we'll talk. Oh, I took my clip out, slid it on the ground and reached up for my heart. I stopped, put my hands up, but they shot me dead in this standoff. I stopped and put my hands up, 'cause only living I had to lose. Thank you. Moral of the story, don't commit crime, you're going to get shot in the end. So that is the takeaway with that one. I'm going to play my dad's favorite song. He asked me when we were having a beer before the show, he said, "You're going to play my favorite song?" I said, "Yeah, Dad, of course." And then he said, Oh, it's Trick. They're all my favorite. So I hope this is the one you want to hear, man. I wrote this song on one of my birthdays. It was a weird birthday. And I was in Regina, and I was kind of having a down day. It was a bum day. And I got to thinking about people that were having a way worse day and life than me. And so I wrote this song, and I also got to thinking about integrity and what the measure of a man is, what it, like the real things that make somebody a good person. So that's what this song's about. It was not the most fun birthday. Measure of a man ain't where he says he stands, but the weather of his hands, like the rings on a tree, tell its age from deep beneath. The leaves in the bark hide the tale of the seed and the pain to grow to be a piece of a bigger life. She came 3 weeks late, her mother had to pay with her life so they can save a fragile frame. Now daddy does drink, in terms of medicine it's cheap, 'cause in her face it is his wife he sees. 10 years old now, she's all alone, seems better late than never was all wrong. The measure of a man ain't where he says he stands, but the weather of his hands, like the rings on a tree, tell its age from deep beneath. The leaves in the bark hide the tale of the seed and the pain to grow to be a piece of a bigger life. Well, she made her way through all of the grades, feeling worthless and filled up with hate. Darkness wouldn't lift, well the point it did tip as she took that razor blade into her wrist. But dawn it did break, with her life still there to take, and the light on the horizon shone again. The measure of a man ain't where he says he stands, but the weather of his hands, like the rings on a tree, tell its age from deep beneath. Leaves in the bark hide the tale of the seed and the pain to grow to be a piece of a bigger life. She fell in love with a man with a strong and steady hand, who gave her kids and patched her heart of what was bruised. She said, when I'm 85, if the Lord's taking his time, reach into heaven, grab his hand and cut the line. 'Cause I lived a good life, more pain ain't worth the time. Open arms can pull my soul into the light. Come 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 pull my soul into the light. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you sitting through that one. I like playing that song, but sometimes when I'm playing, I'm like, man, this is like all the same quiet kind of. So thanks for sitting through it. This next song is about a place I have always wanted to go, New York City. I've never been there. It seems cool. I like Seinfeld a lot, so I feel like all my experiences there will be like a Seinfeld episode, which is fantastic. What's that? Yeah, yes. This next song's about absolutely nothing. No, actually, I did write this about something, thankfully, for all of us. This is just a love story about a guy who he screwed it up, and he feels bad about it, and he wishes he didn't. Yeah. Meet me in New York City this September, babe. Gonna buy you a wedding ring just to prove I've changed. Bent down on one knee neath the Brooklyn Bridge. Manhattan skyline shining off your dress. Oh, shining off your dress. I know I let you down, but I can change. You are the one thing for my world this Lord did make. I know I let you down, your heart did break. Oh, darling, take my hand, come run away with me. Oh, darling, take my hand and run away with me. Meet me in New York City, West Harlem Pier. Let the Hudson River, babe, wash away your tears. You are my city lights, skyscraper highs. And in the morning, honey, you are my sunrise in the sky. I know I let you down, but I can change. You are the one thing for my world this Lord did make. I know I let you down, your heart did break. Oh, darling, take my hand, come run away with me. Oh, darling, take my hand and run away with me. One night in New York City, you and I will meet. Some fancy restaurant or a crowded street. All the words I should have said so long ago, still hoping in my head that they will bring you home. Oh baby, please come home. I know I let you down, but I can change. You are the one thing for my world this Lord did make. I know I let you down, your heart did break. Oh darling, take my hand, come run away with me. Oh darling, take my hand, come run away with me. Oh darling, take my hand and run away with me. Thank you. I'm gonna play this next song I wrote. I got to thinking that I want to live forever, but that's not possible. The next best would be to be a ghost. And that, the more I thought about it, that probably sucks too. So that's what this next one's about. I have seen this world, you know. I know it's gold. But I don't want to leave it, so I won't. Yeah, I'm a ghost. My body's decomposed, but I still have my soul. Through everything now I do float, with no one to hold. But now I wish I just let go when I close my eyes. The first time I saw the light, I found the darkest place to hide. In between awake and a dream, I'm afraid to leave this place, but this just ain't the world the good Lord made. Doomed to exist, shaping the mist, cold and alone, with nowhere to rest my soul before it's time go back home. For a body waits to become whole for life once more. And I hope it's not too late for me, stuck here waiting. The restless ghost of stubborn man, too afraid of the unknown. Now I wish I just let go when I close my eyes. For the first time I saw the light, I found the darkest place to hide. In between awake and a dream, I'm afraid to leave this place, but this just ain't the world the good Lord made. Doomed to exist, a shape in the mist, cold and alone with nowhere, breathlessly floating in thin air. The soul of a man in ruin, he's searching for his way back home. Thank you.